So, there we go. So I just finished the book Outliers, and like many of the books I've read recently, it was great. Like, a lot of the stuff in there kind of blew my mind. Well, or at least expanded my mind, which I guess is blowing it up, but slowly. Anyway, it was good because it explained a lot of the huge successes and stuff that you see, the really wealthy people. A lot of the times I attributed that to just, personality, like they were just born with it. And what the book is saying is yes, but, and then there's a lot of circumstances, there's a lot of opportunities, there's upbringing, background, culture, there's a lot of things. As with everything else, it's a lot more complicated than it looks on the surface. And it's the same with success, very complicated. And I guess it gave me vindication, because I know that I've spent most of my life working really hard, but often really futilely. Like, I've been working hard, but like not at the right things. Like, for example, working my way through going to going to the army, getting my GI Bill, then working my way through college, and deciding to major in elementary education, and working super hard at it. Like, I was what is it, summa cum laude? I don't know, whatever the highest honor is. Yeah, like, I got that because I worked hard. And then, the degree ends up being basically maybe not all the way worthless, but obviously I'm not working as a teacher, nor would I want to. Like, it's by choice that I'm not a teacher. Like, I sucked at teaching. I was not a good teacher. And I didn't like it. And just, it's probably best for the kids and for me that I didn't end up sticking it out. And similarly with, like, how hard I worked on music for so many years, and, never really, tried to start a band, like, tried to play, in different groups and things, and just never, I don't know, I was just never, I don't know, I'm not good enough to be anybody big or anything like that, but just, I don't know, I feel like I put in a lot more work than I guess got out of it. But, and kind of where was I going with that? There was another thing. I'll remember it. But it's like that work is good though. Like, the book definitely emphasizes the value of hard work, but it also has to be coupled with, timing, opportunities, the things that are available at the time you're alive. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Like, when I bought my first house, I bought it right before the housing crash, or actually it might have been during the housing crash, but then I sold it several years later for actually less than I bought it for. And it was just a combination of a dumb reason for buying a house, really bad time to buy, really bad time to sell. And just like the timing and where I bought it too was like not the best place. It was just bad timing. And, at the time I was really confused. Like, I thought property always went up, and why do I have to sell this house, like, unloaded at less than I bought it for? And, everything's about, or a lot of, how things work out is timing. And which the last house that I bought it as property values were starting to rise, and sold it when they, well, maybe not before it got to I probably could have held on to it and sold it for more, but I made a profit selling it, and only in a couple years. And that was good timing. I bought it in 2020 when the market was going crazy, and it proceeded to go crazy for several years after that. And so I made some money. So that was better timing. Probably not the best, but better. And that kind of leads me to this job that I currently have. Delivering batteries, driving this box truck all over Kansas. And I have had, I guess, nudges to get a different job and, maybe try to drive a bigger truck, maybe try to drive hazmat. And I'm going to keep my mind open because, once again, a lot of the book was about taking advantage of very unique opportunities. And if I see one, I've always been an opportunist. And that really confirms me in my decision to be an opportunist, that I'm not going to stick with the tried and true, and that if I see something better, I'm going to go for it. And in the book, a lot of times there were several opportunities that had to happen in order for, like, say, Bill Gates to become Bill Gates. And it was always about timing. It was about multiple opportunities. It was a lot about culture and upbringing. And it was also about hard work. And so I am like, okay, so it's really good that I have an opportunist mindset and good work ethic. We'll get onto that later, though. But yeah, so it gives me, I hate the word hope, but it gives me a little bit of hope that, okay, I've got the right mindset. I just haven't got that opportunity yet, or fell into the right group yet. But I think my mindset is there. I don't know about the ability, though. That is a part of it. Yeah, so brings me to my current job. Now, I've been here almost 2 years. And so, first of all, I had a good job that I really enjoyed, working for parks. And I heard about this because I was looking for opportunities, because I realized I wasn't making enough money to ever, be more than lower class. And I didn't want to be that. And I heard about this. I saw this on Facebook. A guy that I used to play music with. And I hadn't talked to him in years. And he just put on there, hey, we're looking for people. Anybody who wants to come work with me? Lots of overtime, good pay. I'm like, that's what I need. So I looked into it, found out it was a driving gig, and called them up. And they said it was paying $27 an hour with lots of overtime. And I said, done. And from then on, I was like, I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care how hard this job is. I don't care how many hours I have to work. That's a deal. And I took it. And the crazy thing is that right after I got hired at 27, they dropped the hiring down to 22. So I'm actually I'm the best paid driver in our entire region. And it's not because I'm good at this job. In fact, I'm not very good at it. I don't make many mistakes, but I'm really, really slow. Whoop. Oh, come on. There we go. But yeah, I'm not that good at this job. In fact, looking back, I there have been very few jobs that I've been good at because I'm kind of slow. Well, I'm very slow. I'm very slow moving, slow thinking, slow acting. Not, um, and yeah, for most places, that's a no-go. Like even way back in the day when I worked at Subway, the lunch rush would hit and they'd send me to the back room. They'd be like, get off the line. We're getting the fast people up here. Even way back then when I was like 15, 16, full of piss and vinegar, I was still not good enough, even as an experienced sandwich artist, to be on the line in the lunch rush. Just not good enough. Like, I remember getting let go from few, temp jobs. Just, they're like, yeah, you're slow. Like, go home. We'll get somebody else to do this. That's better. Go home. And so the fact that I got hired at a higher rate than I got in there right at the right time window. So there was the timing. And then it turns out that being slow at this job is actually a good thing because I get paid by the hour and I get paid overtime. So, which is weird for a driving job, right? So the fact that I'm getting paid by the hour is also awesome because as somebody that's slow moving, I'm going to get more hours than most people. And I do. Like, I take longer on my routes than other people, and just who I am. And I'm getting paid more hourly than anybody else in the region. So that combination it's a win-win. And the fact I don't necessarily my job isn't in jeopardy for being slow yet because I'm careful, which is part of the reason I'm slow. I'm very careful and I double check everything and I dot my T's and cross my I's and I try not to fuck up. And I do sometimes, but rarely. And I show up every day. I show up early. I get things done on time. I'm that plow horse mentality. Show up early, grind it out, and get the job done. And it's kind of perfect because I'm getting paid by the hour. I'm getting paid more per hour. And because many other people at this company don't show up consistently and do make bad mistakes like crashing trucks and, breaking batteries and dumping things off the back of the truck. And I have done some of those things. Let's be honest. Like I have definitely dropped some batteries off the back of the truck. But for the most part, because I am careful and don't make mistakes, I can stay around even as a rather slow driver. So yeah, after reading that book, it really makes me happy about being an opportunist and kind of makes me look it'll make me look even harder for opportunities. And I believe that's one of my strengths, and I'm glad that this job plays to my strengths, which, technically it plays to my weaknesses. My weaknesses match up. So, yeah, interesting book, interesting thoughts, and makes me more grateful than ever for this current job I'm at.